What's cracking, everybody? What's cracking? Welcome back to the channel. New video. Today I wanna shout out a couple people. First off, I want to shout out Peso, the young rapper Peso. Second of all, Hood Stocks. And let's get down to why. I know you guys have already heard. I'm not the only one doing I'm actually probably the last one that's doing the video on it. And because other people have, I was kind of like, but you know what? It's kind of like one of those things where when you see somebody doing the right thing, it should be acknowledged. And so that's why I'm doing this video. Hoodstocks had Peysoh on. And he asked Peysoh about northern rappers or northerners, period, right? And I have to say, it's refreshing to hear a youngster conduct himself in the right manner. I feel like it's embarrassing when you see certain dudes who are rappers from Southern California that have been to prison and they refer to raza from up north with derogatory terms. They try to act as if they can stop anybody from going anywhere they want. It's just a horrible look, man. And Peso conducted himself as if he's been to the joint. But more than likely what it was, or what it is someone with the proper education made sure that they took some time with this youngster and told him, hey, Holmes, like, look, you're going to be asked about this stuff, Holmes. This is what time it is with these bottles. You know what I mean? Like, they're not down here when you're in the joint with them. Even before there was this cease to hostilities, even before, it wasn't always on with them dudes. If there's something going on, then something's going on. And then when that's over with, it goes back to everyone being respectful towards each other. That's the reality of prison. And now that there's a end of hostilities, of course, that's over there. You still don't do the cell soldiering stuff. And I was glad to hear Lucky point that out. When Peso said, like, he's never going to use his platform. He's never going to use his voice to preach hatred towards the dudes from up north. And he said straight out, and and people act like it's a bad thing. And it's not. He said, hey, if I'm going to keep it real, they gave me a pass. He said they gave him a pass, basically, that he went and he did a show up north. He was by himself. There was a grip of northerners. He went and he did his music, didn't diss, didn't try to flex, go, IG live or anything else. And, hey, I'm up here. These dudes, this, that. He didn't do none of that. He went. He showed respect to where he was, got his money, and moved on. Again, that's refreshing, man. I'm telling you, anybody, and this is not just for this, anybody, period. Like when you hear people say, oh, this area is a no-fly zone for these people, whatever they are, right? You can't control, especially if it's a big area. You can't. How you gonna be everywhere at once, Batman? And so these dudes show up, and then you look like an idiot because you are the only one saying it's a no-fly zone. No-fly zone, man. It should be a get money zone. Sooner or later, there will be at least one track that's going to open the door. There will be one track that comes out featuring a northerner and a southerner. Let's keep it real. back in the days when the Crips and Bloods were really, really getting it, like all Crips and all Bloods were just getting it with each other. They were able to come to an understanding within themselves where, hey, man, we're losing a whole lot of money. This right here, like, look, I always say it, man, if you have a gift, if you have a talent that gets you out of the environment you are in and can better you and your family, why would you tie yourself down to the very thing you're trying to get away from? And there's going to be people that are, oh, but I ain't trying to get away from this or that. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Because if you were really in the streets, you would never have ever went into a recording studio or went on a TV set or a movie set or anything else. You'd be in prison or dead. Because everybody that's really, really dedicated to that lifestyle, those are the two options. Incarceration or death. So save all the tough guy stuff. You know, everybody wants to make a better way for their children, for their nieces and nephews, for their mother, for their tias, right? So again, I don't want to make this a long video. I just wanted to make sure that I gave my 2 cents. And it would be such a better look, man, if another rapper, I don't care if he's from up north, down south, but another rapper that gets asked that question is as respectful, is as laced up. I'm going to tell you right now, I guarantee that Peysoh earned himself a bunch of new fans from up north, as well as other places. There's other places that watch what these dudes are saying in interviews, and they're like, man, F that dude. He ain't built like that. Whether he is or isn't, I don't know. But when we're all looking and we're all understanding, like, fool, you're in a recording studio. You ain't on the block. Stop it with that. So seeing somebody like Peysoh, and again, hopefully somebody else will do it, that brings more money to you. Now, hopefully Peysoh, I mean, just the whole demeanor, the way he answered, the words he used, I don't see him slipping up and turning his back on what he said. And I think that's another reason why a lot of us, I can only speak for myself, but I hope that's the reason why a lot of us are doing these videos and commending him. Because that's the way men conduct themselves. He's a young man, but he conducted himself better than guys that are 10, 15 years older than him that have been on the internet. And they're shooting darts, verbal darts, 500 miles away. It is what it is. That's my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, man. I'm out of here.